Come on now, tap it up, hit the bell, get the shares up. I'm back and making another episode. Inconvenience to everybody. Can I wake everybody up? Come on. Was I Show Speed Racing sperm? You had to watch some other man's sperm under a microscope to see who's got the fastest. That's when I stopped watching. Without any warning to subject. I put them under criminal charges. Boy, it's hot in here. You know who wants to be a Bengal, bro? It's hot in Cincinnati. That team is toast. Be gone. Be gone. Come watch the Rams 49ers. Watch a real game. You know who's going to be watching it? The Cincinnati Red fans who are in Cincinnati. Come to LA this week to play the Dodgers in a best out of 3. Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe. The Dodgers are going to play spoilers and be live Thursday night competing against the Rams. They're going to find out that more people are going to watch Game 3 because Shohei Ohtani is playing. So what's going to happen is the 49ers will collapse just like the Bengals. They'll collapse to the Rams just like the Bengals. While the Bengal fans are in LA, they're going to witness the collapse of the 49ers. At the same time, the Dodgers could collapse. But it should be the Reds that just fold in 2 games. And then there'll be a really highly rated, everybody's watching Thursday night. The Reds season ends Wednesday. What would be better? To get to Game 3 in the wild card? Cincinnati and San Francisco playing in LA in the same day? I don't know if that's ever happened. I wish they played that was, well, the Reds were in the West. They used to play all the time. All the time. Matter of fact, I usually only watch the Dodgers if they're playing the Reds. They would have 5 or 8 games a year versus the Reds. Every time I watch an Angels game, they're playing the Texas Rangers, and it's like, is this the Dodgers? It makes you want to watch the Dodgers-Angels game, but that game's never going to happen on free television. Well, it's all free television. It just doesn't happen, Dodgers and Angels. It's a miracle. I'm so happy the Bengals have collapsed. It's a miracle. I'm so happy the Bengals collapsed. That's what I have to say. There's 3 absolutely huge games in LA, potentially 4 with a doubleheader on Thursday. But either way, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, massive games in LA. Who do I got? Who am I picking? All the Reds have to do is crack one out of 2 games, push 3, and then they can bring San Diego or Seattle or whoever. Should the playoffs round 2 be in Cincinnati or LA? They always trying to shut down LA. Who's gonna job to the Padres? The Padres always fuck up, so you have to lean on Seattle. So, I mean, the West Coast is in position to take this. The Dodgers have expectations to be the dominant West Coast team, but the West Coast is just pushing really hard. Even the NFL would have 5 Western teams if the playoffs started right now. And that's 5 out of 14. Pinpointing which division will have no wild card is probably possible. Probably the AFC East. I think the South will have 2 playoff teams. With the NFC, usually it'll be the South with 1 playoff team. So that's basically 6 teams. You can eliminate up to 10 teams right now, straight up. But 6 of them are for sure. The Jets and the Dolphins, hell no. Patriots, maybe. They already played 2 road games in the preseason. They're going to tell you, now that the preseason's lopsided and you play 2 road games and 1 home game, or 1 road game and 2 home games, playing two road games in the preseason sucks. The 49ers have the easiest schedule in the league, and they only had to go on the road once this preseason. That's too nice. They went on the road. Where did they go? Was it Vegas? I'm sure they were complaining the whole time. I think they went down to Vegas. Next preseason they'll be at Vegas and probably at the Chargers, and the team that'll come in will be an NFC team. We'll get. Is that wrong? No, we have two. Okay. Yeah. I predict the Minnesota Vikings will come for the preseason. There, I said it. And popular speculation on the future is that the NFL will no longer be the premium, attention-grabbing multimedia, and it will slip. Many things can cause that. Potentially, it might be the Bengals selling, alienating all their Nepo Babies fans. Expansion could ruin Nepo Babies. Am I a Nepo Baby? Not really. I'm a Nepo adopted. You can never get to the standards set by the boomer economies. I think it took me 19 minutes before someone bothered me last time. Rings of Saturn. I posted a nice short today. My life story. Check out my shorts. 128 views. Better than No Napkin, 86 views. Is AI podcast Doodle AI podcasts? It's not very good, but it's quick and responsive. Plastic Man, don't mess with him. Climb down your nose. Predator cop does the unspeakable to teens grieving mother's death. I don't want to put it. If I make it 25 minutes, I'll get the radio scores. 2002 or 2003, tough, tough. Moldovan primary election. Photograph of the day, 10-year-old girl, 1910, picking berries. She has a job. 10-year-old kids couldn't work on a farm. And the radio scores in 18 minutes. What's it like being a 24-year-old, a 25-year-old, somebody born in this century? I know everything they know, and I'm not going to ask them, about I Dream a Genie, okay? I really wouldn't go up to a kid and ask them about if they know who John Montana is. I wouldn't ask these people. I don't respect them enough. I'm not going to ask them if they know down about what wrestlers they like. Everybody's gonna name a wrestler that still wrestles, and who your favorite wrestler is gives away a lot about your accountability. Like CM Punk fans are not invited. unless it's a girl and she doesn't know me. You know what I mean? I'll smash, but I ain't hanging out with her crew of punk fans. CM Punk fans are too nerd to just wear Misfits gear. You give Misfits fans too many options. I respect kids who actually wear like a Ramones shirt or a band. At least they like music. But if you want to be a badass and be a little piece of shit CM Punk fan, come to World War III. You'll be 60-man battle royale. You think Punk is gonna win a 60-man? No. As soon as CM Punk can happen, we retire. We'll have World War III battle royale part 5. You can call it 5.0, World War 3.5. They'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And we can just rename the first 4 World War IIIs as decimal points. Remember, Randy Savage won World War III, then the Giant, then Scott Hall, and then Kevin Nash. Got the final pin at what? I don't see no CM Punk. I don't think CM Punk could be Buff Bagwell. He's that bad. I like looking good with the gray hair though, Phil. I have more respect for Darkside Phil because he's not. Because Darkside Phil, he's not a CM Punk guy. Darkside Phil is better than a Punk. Duty made me do it. Duty made this happen. I'm waiting for a good Duty clickbait, but Phil's just toying with Duty. Nobody knows what I'm talking to myself, so run through topics. I'll look at Actual Speed now. Maybe his trailer is moving. The most exciting part is when I get to see he's in his trailer. He's in his $10 million bus. Actual Speed is wiping his forehead. Side. So it's so funny watching young men touch their chin. Like, you ain't got nothing there, boy. Grow a fucking beard, boy. You know, the only reason I let my beard go is because it ain't got no color. And I don't want to have... It would have been big and red the few times I grew it out. I don't have much evidence. You have to dig deep to find me with a beard that's not gray. All the cheese was gone at Target. I went to Target. I picked up I got cheese. It wasn't the cheese I was looking for. They lowered the price of the cheese to $1.99, and that rack's goddamn been cleared out. They say the profit margin at restaurants can swing for based upon mozzarella, just available mozzarella. Wow. Run plays in HD, posts Tom and Jerry playthrough. Let's just listen to it. There's a Looney Tune themes. I don't need to listen to that. Let's look at everything Run Plays in HDs has uploaded recently. Hacks for the NES hacks. Because just posting straight gameplay is obsolete. The radio is going to give me the scores in 6 minutes. Please, do you think I will remember? No way. I always forget. It'll be 2 minutes after the hour. I'll be trying to hear one takeaway joke. You know, 1,000 years ago, some kid would steal your damn horse, you know what I'm saying? The future is smart guns and smart cars, you know. Bullets don't expire. This. Bullets do not technically expire. If I kept any of the bullets the army gave me, that would be really cool. I'd be like, whoa, these are the bullets they gave me. But I gave back all issued ammo, 150 rounds. All they. One of my bullets was bent in half too, but I don't know why I had it bent in half. Had a pretty nice jam in Afghanistan. That was my jam. That rhymes. These massive frames. Did we still? Stabilize. The radio is going to give me the score in 5 minutes. Let's listen now. It should be on Pulse Radio or the Argonaut.
Taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, tax problem, and reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Online at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-351.
You see, technically, Forrest Gregg, the legendary Packers coach, tried to tie 3 games in a row back in '87. But the Packers only had 1 tie in 1987. I swear to God, Forrest Gregg was convinced he could prove his value as a coach by forcing games to tie. Can I rephrase that? Forrest Gregg wanted to tie. Who the fuck is Forrest Gregg, right? You need education in football. Starting with Bob Trumpy, the most outspoken Bengal of the 70s. If you're on the radio and there's only one name synonymous with the Bengals, is Bob Trumpy. So it's kind of like Donald Trump, okay? Bob Trumpy was the Bengals Trump. So Trump is not the first Trump. Oh, you think there's only one Trump family? Let's just double check the Trumpy family. Bob Trumpy, Wikipedia, was born March 6, 1945. He's tight end from Utah. 12th round, 1968 12th round, 301st overall pick. The Bengals' final pick of the 12th round. Their first season. 298 receptions, 4,600 yards, 35 touchdowns. Doesn't have a. I'm at Wikipedia. I don't have a link to his family. He called 4 Super Bowls. He's the man talking over 4 Super Bowls. That's pretty good. Trump was always like, man, I'd like to do that Super Bowl commentary. But the Bengals were like, no, we have the Trump already.
On Monday night in a battle of 0-3 teams, Miami beat the Jets 27-21. The Jets with 3 fumbles, 13 penalties. Dolphins star wide receiver Tyreek Hill was carted off with a dislocated knee. Denver ripped Cincinnati 28-3. The Bengals on the first drive of the night kicked a short field goal. After that, had 9 drives, 5 first downs, and under 100 yards.
Crying Bengal fans.
16 carries, 101 yards rushing. Giants wide receiver Malik Neighbors is out for the year with a torn ACL. Texas Rangers manager Bruce Bochy will not return. He's been offered an advisory role. Skip Schumacher could reportedly be promoted from advisor to manager. The Twins fired manager Rocco Baldelli. The Giants fired manager Bob Melvin back in July. San Francisco had picked up his option for next year. The Mets' Carlos Mendoza will return. Steve to say.
Is my beer gonna make it a whole hour? Remember last time I drank it in 20 minutes?
I want to do it.
It's still up to there.
He's going for clout, trying to be cool. He's just immature. And yeah,
Jerry Jones has the herpes.
agreed. The Black Zorro out there. Yeah, that's college football.
That's random and inflammatory and unbecoming of the NFL commissioner.
Put the more in your morning. Live from the Fox Sports Radio studios. Here's Jonas Knox and Brady Quinn.
Come on, leave a comment and Dory will read it. If you want Dory's gonna forget how to read. Dory can't read that because
He's traveling though. He's making his way back.
she doesn't want to read what I says. She wants to read what you say.
We have a problem. Mara's the only guy I know who traveled to state college, and it may as well have been Singapore. Like, I have no idea how long it takes you to get back. Somehow state college is in a completely different hemisphere.
I have to stick my pinky in my nose. I got an itch.
And booby traps and all the other things to get back into Southern California where you live. Can I be honest? Like, I've been to state college a number of times. There's morning flights out the next day. And for whatever reason, the phone never takes those into that connecting.
I got the 20% battery warning. I heard the radio at 3 o'clock and didn't tell me
He, for some reason,
scores.
always
What's
takes
up?
the late flight out. And then somehow
they don't
that
do
was an
scores
issue
at 3 o'clock. I should be live at 2.
Somehow he still wasn't able to fly out. I mean, it's hard to put it together, but I've been there multiple times, had no issues getting out of state college.
Now, why would you think that he would take the latest flight possible? What would be the reasoning behind that? Is there?
Well,
I did go and hook up today.
Mr. Whiteout,
Yeah, it's true.
which for Penn State fans, and then, by the way, people were chiming in too much Penn State yesterday. Look, we're done.
What is
We're not going to
this?
talk about it. We're not going to talk about
This is what this is.
what a great atmosphere it was, even though it still doesn't help them win big games. But we're not going to
Blue
We're
Skittles.
talking about LeVar not making it back in time. So
Yeah.
that's all. That's all we're saying.
And by the way, it's a great game.
Blue Skittles.
It's a great game. Talk about it just to
You can't even- you cannot.
fed up with the Penn State rhetoric. It's like, you know what it is, and it's gone.
Two of the best teams in college football, by the way.
Yeah.
There's some of those people who are ticked off. They probably were like SEC fans. They're just
So nice.
dominant SEC
One of the
team.
reasons I'm so happy is because Penn State and Pittsburgh lost,
Right now,
and Virginia Tech
probably Ohio
they
State.
they responsible.
Miami's in there, and then I'd probably say Penn State. The way that game went.
Penn State lost.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. And then.
And I think SEC folks get a little hurt. So, like, well, what about who? Who are we going to throw in there? Bama, Ole Miss. All right.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we start talking about them then.
Yeah, but SEC fans, reasonable at times.
Well, yeah, college sports fans
What
have
about
a hard
Tori?
time like dealing with the here
Nothing
and now,
came out.
and they kind of
She's
rely
an inanimate
back on history.
object.
Well,
She's my
the
Glock.
SEC was
She's
dominating.
a
The past
Glock.
couple of years now, it's been the Big Ten. We're like, well, what? No, it's not. We're like, yeah, no, Michigan and Ohio State won the national championship. They're like, oh, all right. Like, well, we were
T-Bone
doing
crash
that before
whips-
that,
rips
so,
the
yeah,
door
it doesn't
off.
matter now. I mean, SC fans. They're like, no, SC still matters. You're like, no. That was like 2 decades ago when you
Wow.
guys were paying people,
Big.
and no one else wasn't, maybe besides the SEC.
Yeah.
It's like that era ended when Pete Carroll left to go to Seattle.
Yeah, now everybody's.
No one cares anymore. No one east of LA cares about Southern California anymore and their football program.
Hey, buddy, I got news for you. Nobody out here
Well,
cares
what
about
is
your
East LA?
football program.
That's where the
Okay?
servants
They can
live.
say whatever they want. Stop.
They come in down.
Right?
They
It's not
come
the same.
come
It's
into
not
the
anywhere
downtown
close to the same as it
for
was,
work.
and it's not anywhere close
Because
to the same
East
as it
LA
is in the
is a
Midwest and the
servant
South. It
city.
just isn't, and it's never going to be. So they can kick rocks for that whole narrative. But we're going to kick rocks all the way up until 9 a.m. Eastern time, 6 o'clock
You ever see the
Pacific
map
here on
of
this
East
show.
LA?
And we are excited to announce a
Dude,
brand
it's
new
like its own
channel
little
for the
city.
show. Just go to YouTube.com/@2ProsFSR,
And I've hardly-
or if you already
haven't
within
spent
YouTube,
10 minutes in
just
that
search
shithole.
2ProsFSR. Be sure to hit the
Call it a
subscribe button.
shithole.
Don't stop there. Hit the thumbs up icon. Comment away. Let
I'm
us know
from
who on the show
Pasadena.
is the
That's
best teams. Go
north
check
East
out
LA. North. I can claim north and east. I can claim west. I can claim south. because USC Trojans is the South, California is the West, Pasadena is the Northeast. Yeah, I am everything. I am compass man. I was born in the center of the universe. The world revolves around me. Okay? Main character syndrome. Everybody in my neighborhood had it because we're all from the same spot. I'm now hypnotized. Hypnotizing is illegal. You will not respond, snap out of it. Go on, save money and spend money. My World with Jeff Jarrett is premiering, being there when Randy Savage fought Jeff Jarrett for the first time. That's why Jeff Jarrett is the man. Never had a problem when Jeff Jarrett came out. And I wish he didn't lose to China, because that was one of China's last wins. China never had anything after that. I Shall Speak eats a frog. Doesn't he? I saw Eddie Kingston wrestle this week, which is good for Eddie. Am I gonna make it to an hour at 10 minutes? Let me check my battery. I'm at 14%. No comments. Nobody's bothering me. I've off-centered my camera. That's okay. Oh, that's not okay. That's better. That's what my audience. That's what I like. I am the audience. The best play in football is running into your opponent's bench and taking out 5 or 10 people. You see, you have to attack your opponent's bench and run directly at the guys who are not playing. You have to try and hurt the coach. But what you do is you run their own players into the bench. Use the enemy's speed against them. When the Steelers are about to hit you, they can't slow down. So make sure that you are as close to Mike Tomlin as possible. See, what you want to do is run the ball out of bounds right in front of the opposing team's bench. You want to fuck up somebody on the coaching staff who's getting the people on the sideline are way too comfortable, especially the Steelers, and who act like they're untouchable on the field. Bro, you come out of that locker room, you're in a position to ride the stretcher anywhere you go on the field. There was I saw some play to that. I think it was maybe even the 49ers and Jags, where the Jags ran into two 49ers got knocked over. That was my play of the week. Maybe play of the century. That could be the good. It was no call. Everybody stood up and shook themselves off. Okay, but the potential is that you could be. If you lose the coin flip, he'll run right at you. If you lose the coin flip, we can hit your quarterback before he even comes into the game. That's my goal. I want to hit your quarterback. Don't question how bad an NFL coach is, because none of these guys do what I could have my players do. I want you to get open. I want you to run right in front of Mike Tomlin, and I'm going to throw the ball right at you, and he's gonna try to catch. We're gonna try to hit Tomlin in the face with the ball. See, it doesn't. You put your hands up, and right before you catch the ball, you pull your hands down, and you hit the coach in the face with the ball. Totally worth it, bro. Totally legal. Totally legal. You can deceive, as long as you are not deceiving a referee. Doing it to a referee is deceiving. That you can do anything you want to deceive a coach or a player. Okay. And the coaches and the people stealing signs are the ones you have to check. You have to absolutely check everybody on the sideline. If you see people and the refs aren't, see, a lot of times the refs won't call it if somebody's if the team's about to run out, Enforce the sideline. Don't let your enemy come at you, but finish your play in their face. Okay? Make it unsafe to you want your offense to be so dangerous that just looking at it means you're too close and you're liable to get hit by your own guys or the ball, and most likely not an actual. You won't be able to touch the players. Like we're gonna play you on the sideline. We're not playing on the middle of the field. Cheers to strategies. To actually having strategies that other people couldn't. You just watched the game. Run your offense towards. Now you can't always do it. You have to be at the 50-yard line. And the 50 is where you start looking at the center of the field. But defy convention and do whatever you want, because that fat ass Mike Tomlin is wrecked. He's just up there looking. He's standing inches off the side. You want to go fumble the ball in his fucking face. So you want to pretend to fumble on the sideline in front of Mike so you can just smack the shit out of him because it's a live fucking ball. And hey, man, fuck off the football, bitch. You ain't in the game, bro. If there's a fumble, shit. These things might happen on purpose, you know. Yeah, I'm digging deep for attention, but I really like that idea I just had. It's only because I saw the play. I saw a play this week go into the sidelines and take out two 49ers. And it was the offensive line. Yeah, the offensive line was raccooning at the end of the bench, and I think it was a punt return. And if you didn't notice, the Jags were just killing it on the punt return. And the punt return is when people go absolutely full speed. So you want to run directly towards the 49er bench. If you're a punt return specialist, if you're telling the coach, this is what I'm going to do. I can catch punts and I can fuck up the offensive line. They're just watching, you know. Punt returning is the hardest job, depending upon where you play. It's very, Pittsburgh is dark at night. You can lose the ball in the sky. It's nice. The Pittsburghs don't need special teams because they have just the sky itself makes it almost impossible to pick who's gonna drop back in. Nobody wants to return a punt in Pittsburgh. Except the Steelers themselves, that's their home field. They love playing in their home field. I'm sad they lost my favorite punter, who's probably still on the 49ers practice squad. I'm at 1 hour, okay? Nobody came to bother me. They still trying to figure out if the T app would give me a pass. Do you think I'm not trying to pay a bunch of money to have an account on the T app. I did download the T app. I'm so happy the Bengals collapsed. That sweaty Joe Burrow's shirt. I didn't even put it in the wash. I don't want to wear it. I'm wearing my wife beaters all winter. Let's go back to Windows 11. But I'm gonna just pretend it's Windows Vista. I'm pretending I'm living on Windows XP. No plugins. I'm gonna wrap up this episode. I'm gonna say goodbye. See you when I make my next episode.